My name is Mathias. I'm a photojournalist. I've been shooting for 29 years. But before I became a photojournalist, I was a fashion and commercial photographer. I was born in Singapore. I left Singapore in my early 20s. I worked in the UK. Then I ended up staying in Australia. I've always loved humanity. So because of that, deep down inside, it's always inside me that I wanted to do humanitarian work in terms of photography-wise. Doing fashion and commercial, I found that there was no soul in it. I mean, I got nothing against it. I enjoyed it, but it's just that the calling was not there for me. I wanted to do more intense work. So how I did it, during my commercial and fashion work, I started doing personal projects. My first project was in China, and that's when ever since it just started rolling. So I was doing for newspapers, magazines, working a lot for non-government organizations. I was in Iraq as well in 2003. I was in Afghanistan. I was in Pakistan during the September 11. So when September 11 happened, many photographers and journalists went to New York. I chose not to go to New York. I chose to go to Pakistan instead because 1 week after the incident, I know I won't get access. I won't get good photos because it was heavily covered by photographers who were already in New York. So instead, I went to Pakistan and worked my way to go into Afghanistan. I've always wanted to do this sort of work, even before I started doing actual jobs. That's why I really work hard on it. I knock a lot of doors. I see 10 people, I get knocked back. 9 people knock me back. But a lot of people will be discouraged. But I took that as a challenge. I suppose it's because of my drive and passion. Is what I wanted to do. This is what I believe. It's not that I chose to be in conflict areas. It's just that because I get assignments to cover conflict areas. So again, many people, or rather many photographers, I believe that would like to cover conflict areas here. But not many photographers can cover conflict areas because by looking at the devastation, that would throw someone off. When I say throw someone off, they're not able to take a photo. They feel they get emotional. It's not easy. Yeah, editors that hire photographers to go to conflict areas, usually they know that they can rely on a photographer. They know that the photographer will come out or come back with images. So again, it's not just that anybody just put up their hand and say, look, I'll be there. I become adept to it. Yeah. I'm quite used to it because I've been doing it for years. So I'm quite immune to seeing such things. But the biggest thing is that when I cover such things, I fear no fear. And that's my biggest fear. I got to keep reminding myself. You're in a conflict zone, and you got to be careful. Sometimes I find that the photo is worth taking. At times I find that it's not worth losing my life. Since 2011, the earthquake tsunami, I went in after 3 days, and ever since I've been covering this project. I'm going to do a book. My book will be out next year. So I'm going to show the devastation, the aftermath, the recovery. People are slowly coming back to life, lifestyle. Obviously, Fukushima. I've been back 8 times, shooting the daily life, day-to-day life. It's getting harder and harder to shoot. When I say harder to shoot, because people are getting very slow out there. There are not much things happening. So to capture a good image to capture them as the way they are, to me, is a challenge, especially in Fukushima. A lot of places are now are ghost towns. Nobody lives there anymore because of the radiation level. Even if radiation level has gone down, people are still afraid to go back. So the book ultimately about Japan is to show my audience what's happening through my images. Because a lot of people always think Japan is okay now, they're progressing. They are, but slowly. Fukushima is not gonna be over within a year or two. It's going to be a long term. For them now, they don't know about their future. What's going to happen in their future?